My. Oh, good evening, Mistwalkers. Don't mind me. Sometimes I like to jump ahead in a story. Even Auntie wants to know how it all ends. That is, if anything ever truly ends. But let's get back to tonight's story. Ooh. Looks like that death's head tree is shedding some seeds. I certainly hope they got all of them. We wouldn't want any accidents. Oh, it would seem the party is split in more ways than one. And two of them want that crown more than anything. Or should I say, four of them. Now, the other two, well, one of them's a big hero. She wants to save those innocent souls in the underground, in the bones of Kartakass. But what does Vargas want? A question for the ages, Mistwalkers. And one that will have to wait, now that they've come face to face with another one of Vasily's gruesome children. Do you think it all ends here, Mistwalkers? I don't.
Good evening, Mistwalkers. Welcome back to the Tales from the Mists.
Oh no! Oh, yes.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. Are we okay?
Yeah, no, you froze, but you're okay now.
Okay, awesome. I think we all froze in stream for a second, but I think it's gonna be okay. I don't know why my internet's sassing me, but we'll figure it out. Don't worry. But welcome back to Tales from the Mist, spooky campaign set in Ravenloft. With me today are 6 adventurers. Why don't we go down the line and introduce ourselves? We'll start with Lysa.
I am Lysa Chen, and I am playing your heart of the party, Mercy Albrecht, the Storm Sorcerer's Tiefling. I know what I'm playing. It's episode 10.
Okay, Kayla.
Hi, I'm Kayla Cline, and I'm playing your sweet baby wizard Vasily, who has clearly multiple children now. It's great.
What do you mean now?
Well, what?
You didn't.
I don't know. Before everybody thought I only had one.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense. I was like, you've always had multiple children. Anyway, Hadeel.
Oh,
you're muted.
I cannot hear you.
Is this better?
Yeah.
This has to go on the bingo card.
Yeah.
This should be a bingo square. Hadeel, hold microphone. Hi, I'm Milos Warlock, Vargas. I I have secrets. The end.
Hadeel has secrets. Ashley.
Hi, I'm Ashley Warren, and I play Konstantina Avshalomov, the Vistana Bard, and I'm an open book with no secrets. And that's a lie, actually, so.
Yeah, you yelled at me the other day about it.
I know, I'm sorry. I still feel like legit. No. Sorry.
Kill all of these. 1 second. My computer keeps freezing. And that's a problem because I'm doing production, which it was doing great earlier today, but
That's just the way.
Goodbye, Chrome. All right. Noel.
Hi, I'm Noel Shiri. I'm playing Thaddeus, who is a human rogue, and he is just having a great time.
He's a twonk.
He sure is.
He seems like he's having a perfectly normal, great time.
You know what? He just is.
I believe
So
you.
right about that.
Emma, with my favorite backdrop.
Hi, yes, my happy skulls. I'm Emma Lambert. I am playing Sybil, the she's fighter type. And she's so happy to be with her friends. That's all I'm gonna say. She's with Thaddeus right now. She's with her friends.
Yes.
Yes.
Thaddeus and a, I guess now dead bat.
Oh yes, the bat is definitely dead.
Yeah, it's a dead bat. All right. We're gonna jump over to Lysa real quick for our announcements today.
Yeah, I've got some cool announcements. So, up till I think a couple days ago, we've had a special design up on our Teespring called We Fight Together. All of the proceeds that we made are being donated to RAIN, the nation's largest anti-sexual violence organization, and we were able to raise almost $482.31. Thanks to all of you. There was a big rush at the end there, so we really, really appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. If you missed out on that design and you still want some sort of Tales from the Mists merch, we do still have a design on voidmerch.net called Mistwalkers. If you go to Void Merch and you check out their RPG collections, you will find the Mistwalkers design by our lovely Kayla Cline over there. And you can get it on notebooks, t-shirts, blankets, all sorts of stuff. And then my last announcement is that next Friday, is PAX East, and there is an Acquisitions Incorporated game with Jeremy Crawford happening at the exact same time as Miss, so that the D&D team can host that awesome game and we can all watch. We will not have an episode next week. We will be back the following week, which I believe is April 5th. So just a heads up. But yeah, that's it for announcements.
All right, thank you so much, Lysa. So this isn't a typical campaign. We have a rotating cast, which means we have 4 anchor members, which are Lysa, Kayla, Hadeel, and Ashley. And then we have 2 guest members, and these 2 guests, Noel and Emma, will be finishing out our season with us, and that's going to be very exciting because we have some very cool things planned. Just a heads up, we don't have a raffle today. Unfortunately, the cast is modding today, so it's going to be a little difficult to run a raffle and also get spooked at the same time. We'll have a raffle next time around. As a small thing for me, hello Roach27, yes, it is TK. If you see me in the chat modding, that is me. I just wanted to say hi because you seem nice. Let's talk about other nice things.
We're all going to die.
Oh, no, of course not. I would never allow you the satisfaction. We just froze for a second. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why my internet is doing this. It hates us. So, let's talk about our plans. What happened at the end of last episode?
I had just approached Vasily to try to, we were all in this sort of nightmare cave where we saw the worst stuff ever. And Vasily was still sort of like in that daze. But then she was all covered in goo, and I looked up, and her nightmare was real. The big blob baby.
Okay, big blob baby. I seem to remember mention of a big blob on the ceiling with a face suspended in it, reaching out specifically for the two of you.
I should have said something else was happening.
Oh,
whatever.
It's too late now. Yeah, it's too late now. It's like, oh yeah, it does sound like you guys.
We had a tea party.
Yeah, you guys.
Did you remember that?
Yeah. We went to Chili's, shared a bloomin' onion.
Chili's to go.
Welcome to Chili's.
Yeah, that seems not sponsored by Chili's.
Thank God.
But Chili's, if you out there, I love you. Please sponsor me. Please.
And only me.
Yeah, only me.
Specifically
Heck
only
the rest
you.
of these nerds. Me only.
So, Constantina and Vargas, how you feeling right now?
Hot and sweaty because there was fire.
There was
Yeah,
fire.
I forgot. We almost burned to death.
Yes,
Whoops.
you did almost burn to death. Whoops. But now there is some manner of, not quite gelatinous, but definitely like, I would describe them as almost oozy type monster suspended from the ceiling that is reaching out for your companions, Vasily and Mercy.
And I think I was like hugging Mercy because she was really upset that she saw something really scary. But no, I also see something really scary. There's a big old blob on the ceiling. I did think it's a monster. Maybe we should get out of this area.
It is indeed the gift that keeps on giving. So,
can I rush over to Vasily and start shaking her?
I think you were shaking her.
Okay, so it was previously hugged. Now I am shaking. Okay.
Yes.
For so many reasons. All right. I'm going to look up at this blob monster with many faces. And Mercy has this ring that we had found on the wolf wares that attacked us, and she spent some time with it. She knows it has some sort of magical ability. So she's just going to look up and, like, as she's shaking Vasily, be like, Vasily? And then she's going to clutch her ring and say, I know that you have some sort of magic. Please help us. And Vasily, if you're able to see Mercy there with you, you see that her eyes go bloodshot and then kind of fill in red. And then, as if possessed, she arches her face towards the ceiling where the creature is, and she howls. A very wolf-like howl. And as she does, a beam of light goes from her ring up to this creature. And I'm using the Gem of Brightness. And the baby needs to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
The baby needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Babies are good at Constitution.
Just for you, I'm going to retcon something, and all of the faces that are suspended in this oozing blob ahead of you are children's faces now.
Ooh. I made it worse. I'm sorry.
What was the DC?
15. And there's this like flash of moonlight.
All right, and you said Constitution saving throw?
Yeah.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. Well, there is still a flash of moonlight.
All right.
And momentarily, Mercy's shadow looks like a wolf.
Okay. Does it take any damage?
The baby
on
don't
health?
care. Nope. It's just it's not blind. It can still see.
Well,
great. It was really dramatic, though.
There is something whenever this light comes out, even though I rolled for it, whenever this light comes out, you see all of the baby's eyes sort of sink back into this oozing mass. It is almost as though it would not have been affected by anything that blinded it to begin with.
Oh. Mercy just looks at her ring and says, I guess it didn't do anything. Her eyes go back to normal. Did you see it do anything? Vasily, wake up, we have to go.
Am I aware of what's going on in the real world, or what's happening for me? What do I see?
Vasily, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Sure. That sounds great. I'm wise. 19.
Vasily, you come to your senses beneath the drooping mass of this amorphous blob on the ceiling, and you can see it's coming down in these like sticky, syrupy, sort of I guess I would say an oozing property to it that is sinking to the ground, and you know exactly what this is. And it reaches down for you with this mutated hand in it. Mother.
She kind of comes to you, and when she does, she's looking up at the child with like no expression on her face.
We have to go. Come on.
She kind of like shoves Mercy a little bit, and she's like, you go ahead.
I'm not leaving you.
It's fine. It's fine.
What?
It's more important that you get out of here.
Do you know this creature?
It begins to its way along the wall, and you can hear Bertolt halfway down the rope. And what is that? In the distance.
Stay up, sir. Don't come down.
And she kind of looks up again at the creature, and she's like, Don't make me punish you. You need to stop.
As you say this, you can see several of the faces that float inside of it all sort of narrow their eyes at you, and there's one in particular that floats to the front, and it is a partially digested skull. You can see the meat that would typically hang off of it sort of float back towards the back of it. Everything is transparent and yet glowing in what little light escapes through the wall of the cave. And it narrows these... It's hard to narrow a skull's eye socket, but there are pinpricks of light that almost go to a fine line. And it ever so slowly reaches out its hand towards the rope.
As it reaches out towards the rope, Vasily reaches into her pocket and pulls out another one of those little sheets of paper with black powder in it, and she prepares to cast Firebolt. So she's like doing a motion that this child is probably familiar with, and very menacingly, just like holding it like.
And this thing halts for a moment, and then it flattens itself against the wall and moves with almost a surprising, terrifying speed, and plucks one person from the ledge and sucks it inside of its body.
No! I'm right there. Can I shock and grasp it?
It is along the ceiling and wall. It's honestly, some of it is hanging down. You can try, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't.
You can try to grab,
like
leap up and grab some of its oozing tendrils.
Vasily wants to stop you from touching.
You can try.
Yeah, I want to prevent you from getting it. She wants to like jump in the way and prevent you from getting near it.
What do we do? Take help.
What do you want me to do?
What can we do to like? I want to contest her trying to touch it, shock and grasp it. So I want to jump in between, like and stop her, but she wants to do that. So.
You know what? Would you like to do a PvP roll?
Okay.
Or would
Like
you like
or
to try and move around her and do it?
I could shock and grasp you instead if you get in the way.
Really
well, I was gonna say, since I've already prepared my spell, if I could just like move in front of you, just go ahead and cast Firebolt, so you don't even have to do anything.
You have prepared it, but what was the trigger? I guess the trigger was it eating someone. So
yeah, because it was him doing anything when he wasn't supposed to.
So you can cast, but you cannot move. Okay. That's the trade you make.
Okay, I would like to just go ahead and shoot off a firebolt.
Absolutely. And would you, seeing Vasily shooting off this firebolt, would you also like to shocking grasp it?
Yes.
As it sucks an innocent
I don't know what's going on,
into
Vasily.
And you can see these flailing arms as these bones are literally crushed inside of this giant jello mold. And you can see every bit of this person's body as they are squeezed into non-existence.
Told you not to.
All right, cast that firebolt.
Okay. Is that, I need to roll a hit with a firebolt, don't I?
Yeah.
How do I play D&D? I don't know.
R.I.P. Ingolf Eric.
That is a 12 to hit.
Let's take a look. Your child nimbly moves out of the way, allowing the sparks to cascade.
Sorry, you stuttered, so I didn't catch what you said.
Your child moves out of the way nimbly, allowing the sparks from the fire to cascade onto the cave floor.
Can I shock and grasp it still?
Give it a shot.
Okay. I rolled a 16 plus 7, so 23.
Yes, you do manage to grab onto it.
And I deal 6 lightning damage.
Okay. And this lightning damage, you can see it lights this thing up on the ceiling like a jellyfish.
And I grab Vasily and I tell everyone on the rope, get back up there while it's being shocked. Escape. It's too dangerous down here. And I'm trying to pull Vasily away as well. Because I hit with shock and grasp, it has no reactions right now.
Okay.
Till its next turn.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Yeah, absolutely. And it squeals along the top of this cave, and it like shoots up onto the ceiling, and you can hear this sort of as it moves along the rocks, and it at the top of the cave in pain. And let me just find my pen real quick. We are going to jump real quick over to, there's no ink in this pen. Thaddeus and Emma, or Sybil, what are you doing?
Well, so at the end of the last episode, we had associated with the skull and that statue, but I don't think we had continued on yet.
I need you to do that real quick for me because I and the stream stuttered, unfortunately. And if it does it again, I think we'll take a quick break and switch production, if that's fine with you, Lysa. Are you okay with that?
Oh, you're muted.
Yes, we can totally do that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Because, like, honestly, it's going to get annoying for the audience, and it's going to get annoying for me. All right.
Okay, so one more again?
Yeah, one more again, if you don't mind.
Okay. So at the end of the last episode, we had disarmed the trap that had to do with the skull and the bat that was inside the skull, and I think the statue, but we hadn't attempted to go past the statue or move on into the tunnel.
Sybil has a key now with Thaddeus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I have like witnessed you feeding your thing, but I don't think I gave a crap.
I just replaced my net.
Right.
Where do you keep your net with your live bat?
Right in my back.
Right in your back.
My backpack.
Your backpack.
Keep all my bats and nets in there.
What else are you supposed to do?
That's normal.
All normal.
I love it. Okay. And are you two continuing on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Thaddeus is keeping one big eye open for traps. This isn't his first dungeon.
Absolutely. Roll me, since you are a roguish character, go ahead and roll me. Let's do. I wonder if we should do investigation or survival.
Let me just look at what's higher. I think investigation.
Okay, let's go ahead and do investigation since you are purposefully looking specifically for traps.
Okay. Oh, nice. So that's gonna be a 19.
As you look for traps, you do see that there is a crevice ahead of you. And you can go basically one real direction, but then the place kind of splits off. You can go straight ahead or you can go off to the side. But far ahead, you can see a sort of skeletal bone, like maybe a large femur, and tracing the rope that goes along to it over some levers, over some wheels. That was some sort of elaborate trap that has not yet been sprung, but you don't know what the trigger is. And it is just down a corridor. I'm going to bring the map up real quick.
Oh, nice.
Bloop. The Cavern of the Crown of Souls. You are at number 1. You're looking down that hallway for number 2 up towards number 3. And there would have been like some kind of interesting trap down there, but you can't see what the trigger for that would have been.
Okay.
I don't need you to tell me my internet is unstable, computer. I already know.
Did we want to switch, or should I decide?
I think we should pause right now and swap production, and we'll be right back in a couple minutes, folks. Hopefully have a much smoother experience for you.
So sorry, guys.
Internet is a fickle friend.
It is. One sec.
We're back! Yay! Hopefully this is a little better. Thanks for putting up with that. Everyone check off technical difficulties for bingo. We are looking out for you.
I already made that joke.
We always want you guys to win. You're all winners. Why does it say my internet is fine now? No, that's fine. Whatever.
Because you're not streaming.
You're not producing it.
It's no longer required. I'm so sorry. So let me get these maps to you just super quick.
Good.
Boom. Into the Adventurers pack on Discord. And oh yeah, very exciting. I'm excited. Oh, that sounded weird. I didn't mean that. All right. So you could see what used to be a trap, but other than that, doesn't seem to be. Now, as you near this crevice, you see that there is a stone floor to this passage. And this is the first stone that you've really seen in this canyon. Almost everything else has been baked mud, has been very, not pliable, but more forgiving than stone. But now there's a stone floor and it is split wide open as though some titanic hammer hit it. And when you look down into the darkness in this crevice, you see a sandy floor some 12 feet below. There's a faint breath, almost like wind, and it drifts up through this hole, and it's cold on your faces. And you can smell a little moisture in the air, though it isn't terribly overpowering. Now, to your right, you can see a passage, but it's not a hallway. It is a crawlway, essentially a narrow tunnel. And you know by the size of it, not much more than 2.5 feet tall. What would you like to do?
I'm sorry, I know from the size of it, what?
It's not much more than 2.5 feet tall.
How wide is the crevasse?
It is wide enough to accommodate a person on their hands and knees or on their bellies.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna ask my friend. What on earth is this place, do you reckon?
Actually, Sybil's a dwarf, so she may actually have a way of getting more information about exactly what the place is, if we want. She has stone cunning, which means she can kind of detect the origin of any, or attempt to detect the origin of any stonework.
That worked out great for you, because this was up until now not stone at all.
I know. And then you were talking about stone, and I was like, does she have that? She does.
Isn't it?
Yes. So yeah, I'll do a check and just, what is this place? Who made it? Let me see.
Okay. Could you read out that ability to me, if you don't mind?
Yes, stone cutting. Whenever you make an intelligence history check related to the origin of stonework, you are considered proficient in the history skill and add double your proficiency bonus to the check. And I also just rolled a nat 20.
Oh.
Yay! Okay. So that makes it a 21, 2, 3, 4, 27.
All right.
Maybe 27?
Wow.
No,
that is enough to tell you that this is not of natural making, and it was not the first way past this room. There's been some kind of, the walls and the floor, absolutely natural making, but everything else seems the result of a cave-in.
A cave-in? So like even the little crawl space is just...
Even the crawl space.
It's just something happened. I should say this place isn't entirely stable. It's almost like they don't want people to be here.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm often in places people don't want me. It all works out fine. Fine. And by the way, like, when we like started out at, you know, the tree and stuff, like Thaddeus was in a really good mood. He started to like seem a little bit twitchy, and he's kind of smiling less often. But you know what? We all have our mood changes. I guess can I, like, I have a sword. Can I like reach out into the crawl space and try to like tap the ceiling of it to see if it caves in?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm not going to make you roll for it. You could just do it.
I do it.
Okay. And when you tap it, you can hear like a dull, like clink, clink, clink against the stone. It doesn't move.
Okay.
Will the two of you roll me a perception just so super quick?
Yeah. Ooh, I got a nat 20.
What? I wish I was on that side of the cage.
Not with creepy baby.
Me too. Yeah, not with jelly baby. the
Just
name
having
I
a
made
good
up for it in my mind. I'm sorry,
Dungeon
guys.
diamond time.
I got a 14.
Okay. Okay. So a 14 is enough to say that you can hear sort of sand on stone. Something is moving, but you can't pinpoint where. Natural 20 is enough to tell you that you can see, when you tap your sword against the top, you can see telltale scratches along the stone. Natural 20 is enough to tell you that these are metallic, as though armor had scraped against them.
Can I see how recently?
Natural 20 will tell you that they're pretty recent, within the last day or so.
Ooh. So somebody
There's
has
also
passed through here.
some blood, and you can smell it. It's like this metallic tang that hovers on the back of your tongue, and it sticks to the back of your teeth. And somebody definitely killed in this tunnel recently.
Okay. And from the scratch marks, do I get this? I get the feeling that someone was dragged through it.
No, they seem self-propelled.
Okay.
Somebody definitely crawled through here in armor.
And I smell some dead body. Like,
you smell blood,
right.
But it doesn't smell like a decayed body.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna follow the trail of blood, I think. Continuing to tap my sword ahead of me just as best as I can.
Okay. I will let you know that this crawl space is about 50 feet long.
Okay.
Will you follow them, Sybil?
Yeah, I think so. Whatever's in there, we'll get Thaddeus first. So
that's a very good point. Let's jump back. Constantina, Vargas, are you having a lovely time?
No, I hate it. I don't know what this creepy thing is on the ceiling. But Vasily seems to know, right? I imagine that I heard everything Vasily said to Mercy, or at least that Vasily didn't react hostilely toward it.
Well, I imagine that you saw Vasily shoot a firebolt at it.
Oh, okay, that's true.
And I also imagine you heard Vasily threaten it.
Okay.
I'm also trying to drag Vasily away from it, and I'm wondering how she's reacting to that.
I will allow everybody to insight the relationship between Vasily and the baby if they would like to.
Yes.
Well, why is everybody's reaching for their dice? Okay.
Oh.
No, I was just surprised at the speed at which everybody reached for their dice.
I got a 19.
That's like my best thing. Oh,
Reveal your secrets to me.
I got 15.
Oh. I got a 10, which is sad because that's like the one thing that I'm like really good at.
Wait, did someone get a 19?
Mm-hmm.
Vargas did.
Oh, well, that makes sense because
Vargas might know a little bit about what this is too. Vargas, did you look at a book recently?
I did, and I want Claudia to tell me what she saw in the book.
I will allow you to spend your inspiration to speak to Claudia.
I spend my inspiration to speak to Claudia to tell me everything she saw in the book.
So during this exchange with Vasily and Mercy, we're going to rewind time a few seconds as Vargas, how do you summon Claudia?
I'd like to take like a step back into the shadows, and I just speak into the darkness and ask Claudia very quietly so nobody else can hear. Was that in the book?
Did you feel the sign that Claudia always gives you that she's there as she runs her ghostly hands up your shoulders and over them, and then pulls herself in close to whisper in your ear, yes. Your friend has been keeping secrets.
Well, I don't believe in having secrets between friends. You and me.
Of course not. Not you.
Of course not. What was in the book, Claudia?
Oh, a little this, a little that, a little something from Lamordia.
Interesting indeed.
You think she has more children? I saw a few pictures.
Oh, I'm sure of it. That one. I feel like she could never have just one of anything, especially something like that.
This is the second child you've seen.
I'm sure I'll see more, too.
She's looking for something, trying to engineer some form of perfection.
Interesting indeed.
Do you know what some people fear more than anything?
Well, part of me wants to say death. That's a very mortal thing.
She fears death. She will never join that army.
Well, guess I'll just be keeping that in my front pocket then.
We should. It's always nice to make new friends. And then Claudia slips away from you back into the shadows.
I readjust my, ascot because talking to Claudia is always, a very weird experience. Readjust my ascot and give my, pocket square a little pat and go, yeah, I could always use more friends.
So, Constantina, there's an amorphous blob ahead of you that just ate a person.
Yeah, I would like to get out of here. And I mean, I don't want it to hurt anybody else, but I do not know what's going on. Could I climb up the rope, or at least attempt to?
Yeah, you can attempt to climb up the rope as the rest of the search party that had started down is scrambling back up it. Bertolt unsheaths his crossbow and will take aim at this thing if no one tells him not to.
No, I have no problem with that. Yeah, I'm going to go back up the rope because I want to prevent anyone else from coming down.
Absolutely, yeah. And as you start up the rope, you can hear as it reaches out again and snatches another person off the ledge by the back of their shirt. But this person starts to dangle. It's just got the back of their vest, so they're half hanging onto the rope and half on this, in this thing's grasp.
Can I try to grab them?
Yeah. Right. Would you like to make, this is your bargain, would you like to make an athletics check to grab them forcefully? Or would you like to make an acrobatics check to make sure that you stay on the rope when you do it?
I think I'm being a little reckless, so I'll probably do athletics to grab.
Absolutely. So roll me athletics and then roll me acrobatics at disadvantage.
Okay, athletics was good, so that's 18 for athletics.
Okay.
And then acrobatics at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, okay, well that's also good, but I critted.
Okay, very good, very good.
My lower roll was also 18, so I rolled 18.
Okay, good. Well, lucky you. You do stay on the rope. You just, I guess, lock your ankles around it and grab onto his body with all of your weight. And you can hear as he sucks out and then goes, and his body weight starts to drag you down the rope.
Okay. I try to push the person. Were they above me on the rope?
They were above you on the rope.
I push their butt so they go to get them out.
Yeah, and they speedily climb up the rope and over the ledge. They had been kind of rubbernecking, but there you go. You saved him. You're a hero.
Okay, well, what's about me now?
All right, I'm gonna jump back over to Vasily real quick. Now that you're up the rope, Vasily.
How would you like to discipline this child of yours?
I know that Mercy,
I'm like trying to drag Vasily away. But I don't know how my insight check worked at. I got a 15, so I don't know if I suspect something's up.
You absolutely suspect something up. Even if you don't suspect that Vasily knows what created this creature, you suspect that she knows what it is and has encountered it before.
Okay, then I'm making this face. But also I'm still trying to drag you away from it.
Vasily's just kind of letting you pull on her arm, but she's not moving. And she's just like, go on. I can handle this. Do
you know this creature? You know this creature. I can tell you know this creature.
I know how to deal with it.
It's eating people, Vasily.
It's fine. It won't eat me, but you need to leave. Take these helpless people with you. I can deal with it.
But they're over there, and it keeps following them, and... Hey, monster!
No, don't...
Monster! Are you hungry? You want something to eat?
No.
Several faces inside of this jelly-like creature swivel all the way to the other side of it, and you hear it.
You don't want those poor villagers. You want some delicious adventurer. Come here, and Mercy lets go of Vasily and starts running down the hall, like trying to aggro this monster.
Vasily wants to cast suggestion on Mercy.
Oh my gosh! As you are moving to do that, this monster turns all of its faces towards you, Vasily, and you can hear just this wet laugh echo through it, and it almost shakes the walls with just this glee as it starts down the hall after her. And you'd better cast fast, because how far is that suggestion?
30 feet.
All right.
So she hasn't gotten far enough yet.
She hasn't gotten that far. You're still in the same round.
So you have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
Do you want to listen to your friend? Do you want to aggro a blob monster?
I got a 1.
So I guess my suggestion would be leave now. Like she just like almost shouts it as loud as Vasily would shout.
Mercy knows magic, so she knows what you're doing. And her, like, you feel like she stops in place and she's kind of turning around like she's fighting something, and she like spits out these words, struggling. I am leaving this way. And then she keeps running the same way.
Vasily looks back to look for Constantina or Vargas or someone who can help. Like, am I within like speaking range of either of them?
You're all in the same room. Okay. For this one, you're going to want to use, you are all in the other cavern, so for this one you'll want to use Radaga's, the cavern of the undead priestess. All in room 1. Mercy is running through room 2.
All right, I'm gonna turn to Constantina and Vargas and be like, we can't.
I have concerns about room 8. Sorry.
What?
I just said I have concerns about room 8, but I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh, you're fine.
Is that the skeleton boner?
No, it's fine. It's fine. This is fine.
It's totally normal and not at all.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Please.
I see that Mercy has like started running off. Vargas is like this whole time.
And Vasily is also like this, like.
But Vargas will take off after Mercy, and while he like goes to overtake Vasily, I would like to use minor illusion to hand her this button. It says "World's Okayest Women," and just pat my chest where she needs to put that.
I thought for a minute that said "World's Okayest Mom." Either way,
I put that with "World's Okayest Mom." And as I'm running past Vasily, I'm just gonna say, I know your secret and you have to wear this, and just hand her the button. And then I will Let's see.
You use a minor illusion at will. Do you get that at will?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
It's like
Such a good use of it.
It's so good. And then I would like to cast invisibility on Mercy. If I can catch up to her. I have this movement speed of 30 feet.
I guess it's the same round, so you're probably right next to me.
Okay, I will like gently give her little slappies on the shoulder so she's now invisible.
Vargas, no! Vargas, don't concentrate! Drop the spell!
Bye-bye.
So, it's up to you now, Mercy. Lysa, you have the map ahead of you. Which way did you go when you ran into room 2?
I'm trying really hard not to use the player knowledge that there is a giant-ass skeleton down one path. So I'm going to roll a die. And odds, I go towards the skeleton. Evens, I go the other way.
Okay.
I rolled a crit. That's really upsetting. So I guess I go the other way.
Yeah, use them up. That's what I like to see. I'm like, yes.
That's annoying.
Awesome.
So I run towards 5, I guess.
Okay. All right. And as you are running, now this was the way that you had started going when your legs started to feel as though they were sinking into the floor. Here is also stone, and you can see as you're running, you can see these glowing runes all around the walls, but you feel as though they do not have the power over you that they once did. Whatever weird spell they were using is gone. You have overcome it. But the floor is covered by this eerily moving mist, jet black in color, perhaps knee-high, and it coils like some sort of ink against the walls. And you see ripples here and there like fish in a river. And each step through this hall starts to become a struggle. Vargas, you feel the same thing. Constantina and Vasily, you're alone in a room with Bertolt and some manner of amorphous monster on the ceiling, speeding through the tunnel after Mercy. And when I say speeding, this is an ooze. So
like glopping.
It wants it, like it wants it real bad, but you know,
he didn't make the track team. Basically.
We can't be good at everything. He's more slurping.
Okay, slurping.
Can I cast Shatter at like the cave ahead of him to try and make some rocks fall and slow the jello down or something?
Yeah, I will allow that.
Like block the cave path.
Is there anything that you would like to do?
Well, I think I'm still like hanging on the rope a little bit. So
oh yeah, you're up and over the ledge now.
I don't.
Daylight.
I mean, I guess am I totally up and outside?
Honestly, that rope's not super long. It wasn't a big drop.
Okay. Well, do I still see Vasily from my vantage point?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, what do I hear? I guess like if I don't see my friends like running down the hallway, then...
You can hear the sound of a bolt shattering against a wall as Bertolt unleashes his crossbow. And he says, "Damn it." And then you can hear Vasily, I suppose, beginning an incantation. Aren't you, Vasily?
Yes. I think I had like a thing written for Shatter. This is my spell book where I wrote things.
I love it.
Thanks. It was from Lysa. And I forgot to look at my page. This is Vasily being like, So to cast Shatter, she pulls a cylindrical black metal object that kind of has like a little mesh spear on it, and she throws it towards the cave wall, and it just this obscenely loud shrieking sound erupts from it. And I want to just like break this, try to like shatter the stone and like block the path so we can't go after them.
Okay. And describe to me what this looks like, what it looks like when the ceiling starts to come down and the walls begin to crumble.
So it's basically like a little speaker. She made a little speaker, and it attaches to the wall, and it just like this bass shriek comes from it, and the crack in the wall just like slowly creeps up to the ceiling and then spreads, and big chunks of stone just start like showering down in front of where he's slowly jogging to. So my goal would be to entirely block that path.
Okay.
I know he's gelatinous and could probably fit through tiny holes, but at least it would slow him down.
Yeah. So it does.
I'm gonna clamber back down the rope.
Okay. Constantina, as you are clambering back down the rope, describe to me what it looks like when this monster twists its several childlike faces towards Vasily, gives the strangest gurgling giggle, and then slips through the cracks between the rocks.
It's extremely unsettling. And I don't think, I mean, this is the first time I think I noticed it like faces. And I just see this like, just, I don't know, the ooze just kind of like shape and form itself through the rocks.
How does it feel to know that you have now locked it in with your friends?
Kind of terrible, actually. So I would like to go. Great. Can I go back up the rope? I'm basically just like going back down and up.
I will allow you back up the rope for a free action, yes.
Okay, because I mean, I'm making this action assuming that the way now totally seems blocked. Where
it does.
Okay, so we have to find another way. So that is my thought process. So I'm going to scramble back up the rope.
Okay. Vasily?
I am going to just stare a little bit and then follow Constantina.
Bertolt will follow you. Thaddeus and Sybil having a nice time in the dungeon playground. So Thaddeus went first, and he is tip-tapping the roof of this tunnel with the point of his sword. And it's about 50 feet. So because you are crawling on your stomach, you're moving at half speed, 15 feet per 6 seconds or whatever. And it is chilly down here. There's a wetness in the air. It's not quite damp, but you can feel almost a cool breeze coming through this crevice with you. And you can hear the faint scratching of fingernails against stone. Something's in the tunnel with you.
I already established last episode, Thaddeus cannot tell the direction of sound.
Cannot.
That's good.
So I will allow both of you perception checks.
Sybil's going to, while Thaddeus is crawling that way, she's going to put her cloak down. That's all that happened.
Oh. I got a 14.
Okay.
I got a 17.
It's behind you. Close. You need to move. I will allow you either a stealth roll or an athletics roll to move quickly.
That's gonna be stealth for me, brah.
As you can hear this scraping was it fingernails or is it claws? Is it claws? Is it hard claws against the roof of this tunnel behind you? You can hear the rattle of breath wetly against fangs. You can smell just this metallic scent. That is rotting meat. There is rotting meat in this tunnel. Something is coming up behind you, and it is coming very, very quickly.
So it's I rolled a hold on. And I have really high stealth, so an 18, even though I didn't roll that well.
Okay.
But so is there space past Sybil? Like, could I potentially throw something past her?
That is 100% up to Sybil. Sybil? You're very small for a dwarf.
Yes.
But could be cutting it close.
It is still only 2.5 feet, and Sybil is rock and plate mail. In place. However, Sybil wishes to hustle. She is not going stealth. She is going full on athletics.
Give me athletics to propel yourself and also Thaddeus forward as something rakes its claws against the back of your boot.
I got a 19 for that.
Oh, absolutely. And you shake out of its grasp. And I'm going to need you guys to figure out, you probably have about 30 more feet to go.
Okay. So Sybil is right behind me, like she's pushing me. So I think then we could say that I can reach my, and hopefully, not get it bit off by anything, but I can reach my hand over Sybil. And I have an item called the Bag of Tricks.
Ooh.
So basically, I pull a fuzzy item out of it, and I can throw it 20 feet. I'm assuming I don't have to throw it that far.
You don't.
But I throw it past Sybil, and then hold on, which kind did I have?
As you reach,
I had a gray Bag of Tricks.
As you reach over the back of Sybil's head, you can hear something. Watch the eye.
Oh God. Okay. Well, I'm just still.
Let me check out gray Bag of Tricks to see what you're gonna get.
I'm rolling a d8 to see what this fuzzy object turns into.
All right.
As I throw it past Sybil.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm ready.
And I rolled an 8. So, so that furry object, after I throw it, it turns into a giant elk.
Roll me athletics to get out of this thing's way. That elk is not going to survive, but it is going to block up this tunnel.
Oh,
you just don't want to be
my God.
in the way as it expands.
All right.
Why?
Oh,
holy shit, I got another natural 20.
Thaddeus, you are out there like a shot.
Yes.
Give me athletics.
I
You gotta
got
get out of the way.
25.
25. Yeah, the two of you know that something is there, danger, and you can hear the sickening crunch of bone as this elk springs to life and then very quickly collapses under its own weight inside of this tunnel. And you can also hear a wet chewing as you exit the tunnel.
Ew.
That's so gross.
As whatever was behind you tries to eat its way through.
Well, I scramble out of the tunnel, and you know what? We've all got our appetites, I suppose. My. And what? Sorry.
Sybil replaces her cloak as quickly as she can after she gets out of the tunnel.
Do I see anything before that cloak goes back into place? Should I roll a perception to see if I see?
You're gonna roll at advantage because something actually talked to you and you know that you betted that to something.
Oh, it's good it was at advantage because I got a 1 on my first roll.
No, it seems normal. No. What'd you get the second time?
I got 15.
Sybil, my dearest darling.
Yes.
What's a 15 tell our friend Thaddeus?
I think a 15, you think a 15 gives everything?
100% up to you.
I think if with a 15, for a second you think that Sybil has like a profound scar on the back of her head that takes up most of the back of her head. But do you see it pulsate? Do you see it move? Do you see something that looks wet? Is that an eye? Does that look at you? You're not quite sure. And then she puts her cloak back on and gives you the bus driver stare.
Do I see a mouth?
Do you see a mouth?
It could be something like lips, but it is hard to tell given the organization.
Define mouth.
Lips, yes. Is it a mouth? I don't know.
It's like really up to you. Sort of looks like a second grade art project on the back of there.
It's kind of, yeah. Is this a macaroni picture? Or is it a person?
I never want anybody to complain about Vargas's secrets ever again.
Giant exploding elk.
Is this a macaroni project?
Is this a macaroni?
Shapes. There are shapes.
There are shapes. They move.
Woof. All right.
It is something like that. It's horrifically deformed.
Okay, so Thaddeus kind of jumps back as you stare at me with this incredibly beautiful bus driver stare. And then he raises his eyebrows and he takes a deep breath and he says, let's onward and I'll go in front.
Is that all you want to say about it?
Gentlemen.
You know, when we're out of danger, perhaps I'll have a question or two for you, but I don't begrudge a lady her indulgences, and I quickly run away because there's still a monster.
Oh, so this crawlway opens up into a large stone chamber, and the floor is covered in sand. The air is moist, humid. All of your sweat like completely catches on your face. And then after that, it opens into a chasm. There's a narrow rock ledge that's in the center of this wide chamber. And beneath this ledge is this deep, deep chasm filled with these swirling mists, and they're shifting and rippling like boiling water in a cauldron. And there's this bitter, almost acidic scent that drifts up from them, even though you can't see anything in this pale blue. Two huge bones form bridges from off this ledge, and one of them heads off in a vaguely northward direction. while the other one heads off to the west. Bones are yellow with age, and there's this fine layer of moisture from that humidity on them. And it clings to them like teardrops.
So they essentially create bridges over this acidic smelling yucky stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
I don't know. I'm kind of like in a hurry at this point. I'm just gonna try. I'll give the bone that's going north just a big old whack with the sword. See if it crumbles into dust, and if it does not, I'm just gonna skitter right on across it.
Yeah, absolutely. When you hit it, it doesn't even shudder with the what's the word I'm thinking of? Vibration of it. It just sturdy, almost fossilized to stone.
Okay. I go across it very quickly. What should I roll for that?
I would like you to roll athletics to go across without slipping off.
Okay. So that is going to be 14.
14. As you get about halfway across this bridge, you start to hear and see something moving in the mist below. And it's almost this siren song that starts to pull you towards the ledge. You can follow it if you wish or not, but I do need a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Whoops. Okay. What's my wisdom? I don't think very high. Nope. It's a -1. I got a 9.
What does Thaddeus see that convinces him to walk off the side of the bridge?
Thaddeus looks down into the goop and he sees, as the humidity in the mist parts slightly, the dead body that the creature was feasting on before. And he jumps in.
All right, Sybil. Is there anything you would like to do as you see Thaddeus teeter on the edge of this bridge and then prepare to jump?
I will call out, "Hey, friend, what are you doing, friend?"
What?
And she's gonna get her. She's still got this 10-foot pole. She's been thinking this whole place.
I will permit you one roll to prevent Thaddeus from going over.
All right. What kind of a roll?
That's up to you.
Make it like an athletic roll?
You can do an athletic to run up and grab him. You can do persuasion to persuade him not to jump. I will not tell you the DC.
I am not a persuasive person. So I'm going to, I do have boots of striding and springing though, so I could hippie hop over there pretty quickly. And try to get this person, because we don't really know each other, but it's better to have you here than not. So athletics. 17 plus 7 is 24.
You absolutely stride over there. I need you to roll me an athletics to make sure that you don't slip off, and then a wisdom saving throw as the mists call to you now.
23 on the second athletics.
Okay.
And then, plus 0 on the wisdom.
Ah.
I got a 13.
What's in the mists, Sybil?
Oh no.
There's another dwarf who looks suspiciously like Sybil in the mists.
What does he say?
He says, hi. It's all a mistake. I've missed you. That is what he says.
And Sybil and Thaddeus tumble into the mist together.
And as Sybil grabs Thaddeus and then jumps in instead of stopping him, he says, well, if you were hungry, you should have just said so.
Mercy. Vargas.
Mercy stops moving when she hears that loud booming sound behind them. And though invisible, she moves between Vargas and that sound. And she says, kind of doing that like walk backwards, kind of pushing him behind her sort of thing. And she says, Vargas, there's some things that I've been hiding from you that I think that I should tell you.
By all means.
I know you are afraid of ghosts, so I didn't want to frighten you, but there is a ghost that is following you.
That is something. All the time, or just some of the time?
I'm not sure, but there's definitely a ghost. I don't know her name. She drinks tea.
Sounds very, very fancy.
But I think we might die here, Vargas. And I just wanted to be honest with you. Do you think that someone can love you and lie to you about something important at the same time?
Ugh. Like the wind is knocked out of Vargas' sails. I don't think we're gonna die in here, that's for certain. Though if I was dead, I wouldn't have to repay several debts. That's neither here nor there. I think it's possible to love someone and want the best for them, and therefore you lie. I think love is complicated.
Okay. It's complicated. Do you think you can love somebody and trap them in a cave with a monster?
Well, I mean, who did this? Is it like a?
It's just a hypothetical question.
Hypothetical question, because it sounds like what Constantina just did to us.
You think Constantina did this?
Well, I know. Vasily would never do this. Yes. I just, I feel like Vasily and I have become quite close lately. You know. But Constantina, there's something about her I just don't trust. You know.
Are you sure it sounded like Vasily's little machine?
I don't know.
It's like the boop boop sounds.
I mean, I'm no expert on machines for certain, but I don't know. I feel like Constantina just doesn't have your best interests in mind, and I feel like when I ran in here, Vasily was running after us, but Constantina wasn't.
Constantina was saving the people.
Yeah, but she doesn't know them, does she? She knows you after all of the things that you've done for her, and she puts strangers first. That's a little odd way of showing love. Just if you ask me, though. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you know. I'm not entirely sure if I can see Mercy, so I'm pretending like I'm just talking in the wrong direction.
Definitely.
I'm just saying, I
can't now. We retconned it. You cannot.
Me facing the wall. I'm just saying, I haven't known you as long as Constantina, but I ran after you with the scary monster because you're more important than me than some group of strangers. And you were honest and told me about the ghost, but Constantina has never shared any secrets with me.
I suppose that's true, but I think maybe Constantina just doesn't have any secrets. She's just very sweet and lovely and would never hide anything from us.
Well,
but I think, and maybe this is crazy, but I think Vasily knows the monster.
What gives you that idea?
It was calling her mother, and she said something about "don't make me punish you," and
I thought she was talking to me, but now that I'm off the hook.
Was she? I don't think so. I mean, maybe I don't like feeling this way about Vasily. Although my question was totally hypothetical.
Of course, it was totally hypothetical. But like I said, love is incredibly complicated sometimes, there's like pining and like diary entries, and other times there's locking people in a cave with a monster or like burning them alive, all sorts of crazy ways to show your love and affection. But I think we should really focus on the task at hand.
Oh, yes, there is a monster, I think, in here with us. And I kind of look around.
You see nothing, nor do you hear any telltale schlorps.
So every time Vargas talks like the police, I'm like, where are they? They're coming for me. But no, I have the underwear.
There's no schlorps?
No schlorps that you can hear. Would you like to...
Can I make a perception check?
Yeah.
I don't like the face you're making, TK.
I'm just smiling. I don't understand.
I got a 17.
No. No schlorps.
Maybe sea monster couldn't get through the wall. I imagine we see like a cave-in in front of us.
Yeah, and it's a lot of rocks. Like it has to, you don't know this, but Lisa, you now as a player know that it has to like break up and get through the rocks and then reform.
Oh, okay. Well, Mercy doesn't know that.
It's going to take a minute. Mercy does not know that.
Maybe this was the only way to protect us. And Constantina knew that we'd be able to find a way out. And so she has blocked the monster from us.
A 17 perception will tell you something else, though.
Oh, what's that?
Something is moving in the mist.
Ooh. Do you feel that, Vargas?
I do.
You can feel it, Vargas. You can feel it brush against the back of your knee.
Are you okay?
No.
It snakes through, and you can see little eddies form, little ripples along the top of this mist form.
I would like to use my second spell slot to well, actually, if I cast invisibility on myself, because it's concentration, will Mercy be invisible still?
No. But that is okay, because Mercy, also feeling stuff in the water, is going to go ew, 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 and you see like her hoof splashes in the mist towards you, and you feel arms hug around you, and I cast levitate.
And as you levitate, Vargas, when you look down into this black mist, you can see these ghostly white skeletal hands sort of snake through the water or through the mist and then disappear into the depths from where they had been plucking at your clothing and
thanks, I hate it.
Pinching the sides of your legs and stuff.
Thank you for that. That's very kind of you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. I will hang up here like a giant baby because that is gross.
All right. So you have started on your way towards number 5. As you enter, going through this incredibly dark hallway, you see that this room has been shattered as well. It also bears evidence of a cave-in. And there is some sort of violent shock that shook this place. It's minor cracks, fissures are filling the walls, and there's no obvious exit from it other than the passage that you just came from. Now, there are 2 passages that seem to split off to the west and the south, but they kind of narrow into uselessness. And from within the shadows of these cracks in the wall, you catch an occasional glimpse of something that might be a cruel, sparkling eye.
A sparkling eye? What? Is there still the miss with the creepy fish in them?
You have managed to, coming out of the hall, the mists have mostly dissipated into this larger room.
Okay. Then I will lower Vargas to the ground, and levitating up, try to see if like up higher I can see a place where we can like squeeze through rocks.
Yeah, there does seem to be a ledge that from a vantage point near the ground, it was difficult to ascertain, but raising up, you can see that there is a ledge with another passage.
There seems to be a ledge here, Vargas. Should we explore it? I don't want to let Constantina down. She believed that we could find our way out.
Okay.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Yeah. Sorry, I pushed a button. Vargas will put his hands on Mercy's shoulders and just be like, I wish everyone was as kind as you.
That's very nice, Vargas.
I push her off the ledge. No, not really. Just kidding.
She can levitate.
I would just be hovering there, pissed at you.
Just kidding.
Just a joke among friends.
Yes, I put my hands on my gosh, it was as kind as you, and yes, let's take a look around.
Okay.
We both have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I like kind of pick up Vargas and try to like push him into the ledge opening?
Vargas.
Yeah, I'll let her do it. And I'll use my cane to like kind of like make sure I'm not gonna run into anything.
Yeah. The ledge opening is tall enough to walk through. You suspect that there may have been looking around at all of these at the caved in rocks and the shorn stone. This may have been a staircase once. So this is the passage out.
Do I see anything in the passage or hear anything out of the ordinary?
Would you like to roll me a perception?
Yes. Ooh, that's good. You said perception. 18.
There's something not necessarily in the passage, but near the end, an echo. Difficult to ascertain.
I will need to go look at something real quick. For something like unseen servant, would I be able to send the servant back or send a servant up and then back to me to tell me what's
Like reconnaissance?
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
I would like to cast Unseen Servant. It is a conjuration, but I don't know if it's concentration or not. But I will cast it.
If it doesn't have the symbol, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think you're concentrating on anything right now because I broke the invisibility when I cast Levitate.
Okay, yes. I would like to cast it and then send it through the tunnel.
What does that look like for Vargas? Vargas doesn't cast a lot of spells, so...
He does not.
What are you doing? It's weird.
Like suddenly offended, like... So... I imagine that, like, it's not like a wand waving or like anything that like comes out of like his hands or anything. That like he'll like take his cane and like tap it on the ground twice, and like I always imagine all of his spells look like black clouds, so like a black smoke featureless figure will come up from the ground.
I love the imagery of him tapping his cane on the ground and then just like this like veil of smoke rising up from the bottom of his cane and forming like a smoke person.
Yeah.
So this smoke person floats up into the passage, gives a very deep bow to both of you, and then starts its way down the passage.
I also, like, if I'm allowed to add, like, I would like to think that it wears, like, a top hat, but when it sees Mercy, it, like, removes it, and, like, it just vanishes.
Yes, just for, like, a very, like, it pulls it down and, like, does the thing where it rolls down his arm and, like, it floats out into nothing and then poofs out, like, cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
I like your magic, Vargas.
Oh, thank you.
Dapper magician, unseen servant. And then it dissipates into smoke and travels down the passage to scout ahead for you. Now, how does it communicate with you to let you know what it has seen?
Getting Kayla, oh my god, shut up. It's not magic Mercy's assertions. I'd like to think that, like, it probably doesn't have, it's certainly not like that, but it will come back, and I would like to think that it will communicate by, like, writing, but in a very fancy script that looks like those old, like, magician show tricks where it's, like, fire that spells something out and then burns away.
Hell yeah. That's exactly what happens. What it does is it makes this sigil in the air whenever it returns, and then that puffs into flame, and then the ash that falls down from the flame falls down in script, letting you know what it has seen. And it says, bodies, girl on slab, alive.
Interesting. I don't know what the hell that means. I guess we better go look.
Can Mercy see those words too? Or is it something only... Oh, okay. Mercy definitely be like, oh no. And because she knows Vargas might not be able to reach the ledge without her levitating, she just pushes Vargas in. Like...
Sick. Thank you.
Vargas, go! And I'm like trying to push you through the little entrance.
I will go through it.
Awesome. Vasily and Constantina. Let's start with Constantina. Constantina, you and Vasily are both up on the ledge. The search party has met you up there. It is entirely together, -1. And some of them come back to you from having investigated the opening of the other slit in the wall. You are all in the canyon. And they report back to Berthold, who speaks to you and says, seems something's jammed up in there too.
On the other side? Because there's only two entry.
Yeah, there's a tunnel and there's something blocking it. They said they heard something, eating. So we thought maybe you two would be more equipped to handle that.
Yes, you need to get all of these people out of here.
Well, we could do that, or we could move the cave in, or what about our wives and our husbands? And
I just don't know. This place is not safe at all, and I don't want to lose more of you. Okay, why don't you work on the cave-in, because I don't know if there's anything else in there right now. And Vasily, why don't we go the other way? Maybe we can get to Mercy and Vargas.
Yeah, that's fine. And she just shoves Berthold out of the way and goes into the other cave.
Okay, I'm also going that way.
Okay. Berthold and the rest, he'll call them all to huddle in and roll me a perception just super quick.
Both of us?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's pretty good. 17.
Okay.
Ooh, 18.
Awesome. 18. Both of you see 3 members of the search party scratching the backs of their necks, sort of irritably.
Oh no. Berthold, I think that these people, like, will you, like, take care of that?
And he'll look at them and okay, yeah, we'll look after him.
Okay.
Good job. You saved Adonis's life.
Oh, my little boy.
Ugh, the boy.
Whoa, Vasily.
Okay, let's not talk about crappy children, okay?
Oh, man.
Oh.
That's psychic damage right there.
The shade of it all.
So the two of you are descending into the crown cavern. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. The search party will start heading back to Harmonia. It's just you 6 now. And I am being truthful, you 6. Thaddeus and Sybil both roll me a D8. It was only a 40-foot drop.
I got a 5.
Okay.
A 2.
Yeah, take that bludgeoning damage. I made that for you.
Oh, I thought they were dead.
No. I have so much more. How could I? Oh no. Plus, that would be a terrible way to die. Oh, 2nd edition.
Just a 1-roll death, that one.
Oh, that would have been awful. 2nd edition was brutal. So the 2 of you are at the bottom of this misty cavern. While unknown to you, Vasily and Constantina have descended into this cave, and I will allow you a perception check to check out your surroundings. It will be at disadvantage because you are surrounded by mist, much of it going way over your heads.
I also just fell.
I just rolled a 1 and a 20. It's not okay.
That's rough. I got a 10.
Okay. Neither one of you really sees anything. It's just damp mists with really creepy ghosts. All of them reaching at you, stroking your face, grabbing at your clothes, tugging on your ankles.
Oh, how horrible. And Thaddeus' stomach growls.
Yeah. Thaddeus, what do you see down here with these ghosts?
What do I see?
Mm-hmm. These ghosts are still working on you, man.
In terms of my fantasies?
Mm-hmm. Sure, call them fantasies. I won't let you yum.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, to me, they really just look like people, just like pink-cheeked, sweet-smelling people.
One of them reaches out and strokes your cheeks, almost real.
I grab for them.
Get them.
And I pull out my sword and I stab him.
Your sword goes through this mist and disperses it.
Oh. Do I realize that what I'm seeing isn't real then at that point?
Roll me. I will allow an insight check, even though you are deep in the fantasy right now.
Okay. I just dropped my D20 into the abyss. Hold on. Okay. So I think I have low insight. Yep, I sure do. So that's going to be a 12.
You must have grabbed a mage.
Ugh.
You'll find another one.
And I do.
Sybil, what's down here in the mists with you?
My whole family's down here in the mist with me. A lot of people who haven't been here for some time are here. And I imagine there's also a lot of like laboratory equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he down here with you?
Yes.
Is he with you or with you?
I think he's just out of reach most of the time.
That's sad.
It is sad.
What is this laboratory equipment that you see in the mists?
I see a like sort of like a table that's got a bunch of runes, almost kind of like the runes that look like the tattoos on my head. And I see like some sort of almost looks like a lectern or something. And I see all these things that look like they cross the boundary between science and magic. And I might see the person who built them as well.
Yeah. You can hear this. It's not real.
What's not real?
Wake up.
What?
Wake up. It's not real.
You wake up.
If it was real, would you be talking to me?
I'm talking to you right now, aren't I?
Exactly. Constantina and Vasily, you have descended into this cavern. You see a statue of a woman and shattered remains of something bone on the ground. You see only one hallway that leads to a crevice in the floor and a tunnel.
Yeah, I'm just booking it.
Where would you like to book it?
I guess through the tunnel, whatever appears like the way to go.
Tunnel's about 2.5 feet high, big enough for you to crawl on your stomach or on your knees.
Yeah, on my knees.
Okay. Constantina?
I follow Vasily, but I have to prepare myself emotionally to go through the tunnel.
Now, when the two of you look down into this tunnel, looks clear, a little dark, stone all around. Who's going first?
Yeah, Vasily's going first because she's just like going for it.
Sure thing, Vasily. Constantina, you going right after?
I take a moment, I take a deep breath. This is something that she's very not comfortable with.
Totally understandable.
And it's a small tunnel, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And is there any light source in here? Okay, so it is very dark for Constantina. I imagine she can only make out maybe a very faint outline, but that's probably it.
Right. You can see a faint outline because of the light that has come in from the crevice in the wall. But once you kneel down and you look in that deep, dark tunnel, who knows what's in there? Who knows how long you'll be in there?
Oh, God.
You can hear the shuffling of Vasily's robes as they brush against the tunnel wall. But after a while, you don't even hear that. You don't hear her hands scrabble against stone as she forces herself through this tunnel as quickly as possible to get to the power source that you both covet. Maybe so that she can rescue Mercy, who knows?
I'm just gonna go because I don't want to be too far away from her, and that's the only comfort I have right now is knowing that she might still be nearby.
Roll me a perception check.
8.
Seems safe.
Okay, I go in. Right, I'm going as fast as I can. I just want to get the fuck out of here.
As you're going as fast as you can, hitting your hands against the walls to make sure that you have that stability. You can hear your knees slamming against the stone. You can hear Vasily ahead of you, shuffling on ahead, maybe cursing under her breath, who knows?
Good. That actually makes me feel better.
What is that smell?
Oh, God.
It was damp in here when you started, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it damp?
Probably.
Was it damp, Constantina?
Yes, it was damp.
Was it sticky?
Yes, it was sticky.
Everything's fine.
Everything is okay.
Smell metallic?
Vasily? I call out for Vasily.
Did it feel furry?
Uh-huh.
Was there a wet heat against your face?
Mm-hmm.
Were there claws in your shoulders?
I guess, yeah, maybe, but I'm moving too really quickly. I don't know if I'm imagining that or if it's real.
I don't know. Roll me an insight check.
I know. Okay, that's good. Oh, that's really good. 24.
It's real.
Oh, Vasily, are you still there?
There's something behind you, Constantina, and it's coming up real fast, and it's got its claws reaching for your shoulders.
Okay, I look at her really fast.
Give me an athletics check.
Dirty 20.
As it starts to snake its hands around your ankles and pull you back, you're able to kick it away from you. But you can hear it shriek of pain. You can hear its claws along the ceilings of this tunnel as it scrabbles after you, and it's going faster and faster. And now, it's not just one, is it, Constantina? As you're scrambling backwards and you can feel your hands becoming soaked in something sticky and viscous and still warm. Vasily, where are you?
I'm ahead of her. Am I hearing her freak out?
The very small tunnel, Vasily.
That's true. It's very true.
Give me a perception roll.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. That's a 17 plus 2, so 19.
19 will tell you that you can hear her, but you can hear something else. You can hear claws on the ceiling too. Ahead of you.
I'm going to go ahead and pull out another firebolt.
Okay. And as you're doing that, as you're reaching down into your pocket and you're grabbing your scroll with that dust that you keep in it to activate your spell, you look up and your infrared vision catches on this mangled face of something completely inhuman. And it smiles at you with a mouthful of rotted teeth. And it reaches its clawed hands for your face.
But not familiar, right? But not...
Not familiar.
Okay, that's good. That's some relief. That's good.
Mercy and Vargas.
Um,
You entered a large stone chamber.
Yes.
Yes, you have.
Did we though?
Mercy is like striding forward, and she's got like her gauntlet on Vargas, and she's like bringing him. We're going to save the person.
All right.
Shook.
And the two of you enter into this large tunnel. Or not tunnel, large stone room. I'm so sorry. I have tunnels on the brain. I'm so silly. And you see that there is a smooth stone slab that really blocks the view of the heart of the room ahead of you. There are a couple of skeletons hanging on chains on the east side of the room. And you can see manacles and a body. This room stinks of decay. But there are no insects, no scavengers here. It's just a heavy, sinking sense of dread.
It reminds me of home, Vargas. I walk into the center of the room.
Everyone had a tough home life. That's why we become adventurers. As you walk into the center of the room, you see that upon the slab, there is a human woman.
Is she awake?
She is not.
Is she breathing?
Check and see.
I check. I'm gonna, lean down. I'm gonna feel for a pulse.
Give me a medicine check.
As Mercy gets closer, Vargas is just like
16.
The 16 will tell you that she's held in place by these iron bands at her neck, wrists, and ankles that are all spiked. She has a cut through her stomach and some manner of writhing corruption inside of it.
Oh no, this is like
but
Lysa.
She is breathing.
Vargas, we have to do something. We have to do something, Vargas. How do we get rid of these? And also these spikes?
Put your hands on her to see if she's still alive. Her eyes flutter open. And she looks up at you and she says, "Has Bertolt found me?"
Are you Imal? He sent us. He didn't give up. And he's been looking for you.
Thank goodness.
Who did this?
And she kind of looks at you and she's the Queen of the Dead. That's where we'll end for tonight.
Oh no.
I was gonna, hey TK.
Yeah, go for it.
I was gonna ask if I could see, because I remember the message the Unseen Servant gave me. Is there are there other people around?
There are no living people around. And looking at the iron bands on her, you will note that the manacles and stuff are newly installed.
Okay. Well, as kind of a post-credits thing, Vargas wants to roll his sleeves up. And we'll put his hands on his hips and we'll be like, well, I guess I have a lot of people to talk to.
Absolutely. Let's do that next episode. Okay, who's ready for outros? Yay! Yay! Terrible. So let's go ahead and we'll start with Ms. Emma.
Hey, that was amazing. I had so much fun. That ended on such a creepy note. I love the phrase, "There are no living people." Means they're surrounded by dead people. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am Emma Lambert. I am the communications director for WebDM. And we do lots of things on our Twitch. We also do things on YouTube, if you have heard about them. And we do a podcast too, which some friends will be on soon, I think. Let's see, next time you can see me is on Sundays. We have our own spooky show, The Lost Girls, on Sunday nights. And we also have on Saturday, we are doing a Dwarven Forge encounter, so check it out.
Yay!
I love this game.
Yeah. All right, Ms. Noel, next.
Hi, I'm Noel Shiri. I'm a co-host and the producer of the Dames and Dragons podcast. That comes out every Monday night-ish. And I would encourage you to check it out if you like shenanigans and laughs and drama. You can go to damesanddragons.com or find us on Twitter at DragonDames, or you can follow me on Twitter at Noel Shiri.
Awesome. Miss Ashley.
Hello, I'm Ashley Warren. You may have heard about a little project I've been doing called Uncaged. Volume 1 was released on March 12th, and it's been just like a complete whirlwind since then. Only one person gave it a bad review, and it's because they said there were too many lesbians in it, which I consider its primary selling point.
More lesbians.
Ramp up the lesbians.
Ramp up,
Lesbians only.
Lesbians.
Yes. So, you know, that I think is indicative of how awesome the project is. So you can purchase the digital edition on DM's Guild and the hardcover edition coming in. It's very pretty.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Yes, it's quite the thick, chunky baby. So you'll definitely want this one. And if you go to my website, which is ashleywarrenwrites.com/uncaged, you can sign up to be notified when that version is available. And we are also planning a 24-hour charity stream to benefit RAIN. And that's going to be on April 13th and 14th. And our core cast is doing a special wrap-up episode, which we'll have more information about in the near future. So all that information will be on my website soon. And yeah, you can connect with me on Twitter at Ashley and H Warren, and on Instagram at A Warren Writes. And that's me.
Yay. Okay, Hadeel.
Turn. It's my turn. I'm Hadeel. I don't remember any of the things I do, and that's to be expected. But you can find me online as Twitsuch, TWITTYSUCH. I probably do things, but I can't remember them right now. Thank you. Oh, I do Ravenloft with Kayla. Forgot that I did that. And also I am editing the other volume of Uncaged. So it's not one of them. One of the stories, not one of the volumes. That's a lot of work. I can't do the whole thing by myself. Please help. The end.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay, Kayla.
Hi, my name is Kayla, and you could find me on the internet at KAYNCLI. And I do things. I do lots of art. And tomorrow, Holly and I are doing our show Spooky Saturdays, which is episode 2. And it's very appropriate. It's all about ghosts. I'm gonna tell you all my personal ghost stories. I have quite a few. I've seen some ghosts. It's very spooky. Ghosts. And yeah, I do art. I feel like that's the only other thing I got going on this week. Keep an eye on my Twitter because I do art and post it. And TK and I did a comic called Samhain about Strix. And you can buy it, I think, in TK's pin tweet. I need to revise my pin tweet so it has all that stuff. Right now, it's just episode 1 of Spooky Saturdays, which was about aliens. So you go to my pin tweet to watch that. So
you talked about my hometown.
Yeah, it was stupid.
It's not stupid. They're cute.
The aliens were just like little gremlins.
They're so cute, and Japan loves them.
The Kelly Hopkinsville aliens. Look them up. They're cute as hecky.
Yeah. Waverly Hills, that's the sanatorium I live next to. Anyway, Lysa.
I am Lysa Chen. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at MercifulDM. I do a bunch of D&D stuff, design, write. I am the community manager of the Adventurers League and also the Dungeon Masters Guild. I am also the host of a podcast called Behold Her, which is all about women, non-binary individuals, other marginalized folks in the tabletop RPG community. The latest episode just launched this week, and it's all about kids and D&D. Megan Connell, who was on this show, is interviewed on it. Really great interview. And then also the girls of the Lake Washington Girls Middle School D&D club and class interview each other. And also Sam and Birdie, who are these little twins who play D&D. It's a really good episode. So you can follow that at Behold Her Pod and get links to where you can find that. If you like the show, you can follow at Mist Tales D&D. Our Twitter has lots of stuff, art from Kayla, spooky tweets, and also our pinned tweet is a link to our Discord where you can join and help name Vasily's children. That's what we've been doing this week.
I'm particularly proud of the one that Groucho, Chico, and Harpo, I believe, was one of them. I was like, heck yeah, please.
They have names, excuse you, okay.
They have designations. Oh.
does that mean?
Is that a secret?
I don't know what that means.
Anyway, it's me. It's TK. I write spooky stories on the internet. And if you like spooky stories, then you can read them at tkjwrites.com. Or you can follow me on Twitter at tkjoinsthefright. It's great. I have a stream schedule. It's in my pinned tweet thread. I'm never updating it. I am a liar and I am lazy. But you can always see me here in the D&D Twitch channel because I live here in a small box. And I am a community mod here, and it's fun. I believe that's it. Buy my book. Yes.
Not next week.
Not next week.
But the following week, April 5th, we will see you for more spooky times. Yeah, that's why I interrupted you.
2 weeks from now, we will see you in the mist.
Right. Sleep well, everyone. Bye.
Bye.